You are enough of a psycho. Do you know what? I wish I could play music while I was doing things. I wasn't going to do this, but then I was going to play that because it came up as the first song in YouTube. And I decided I would film it after all, because how much more psycho could you get than this? I'm making porridge this morning with what's leftovers, and all I've got is celery, cocoa nibs. Can't get much more psycho than that, could you? You are a lovely fucking psycho, mate. Celery porridge. So, I've done this before. loads of times. So I'm going to do it again for you, and to prove it's true, I've put the cocoa nibs in with the water. Everyone, my new followers might not know about Chelsea stretch food, so you might have to fill them in now. But I'm going to call this Iris Murdoch porridge, because in the sea, which is one of her books, they always eat things like this all the time. So we're doing it in her honour. It's an arts breakfast. I'm having celery. I'm making it up as I go along. Celery is really nice cooked. It's kind of a bit sweet. I normally put apple in, but I don't have any. Shut up, Noel. Noel says he feels sick and he eats some weird shit. Just try it. Just try it once. You should try one thing every day that scares you. Now, celery porridge might be just the thing. Celery and chocolate and apricot jam. Honestly, it's going to be delicious. I can tell. And fennel, probably. If it makes me feel sick, it will stop me thinking about coffee. I'm going to put a whole stick in. Just, you know what? It's the Romany disappearing game. That's why. You can explain that as well. I think it's just too much, to be honest. I can tell it's too much already. Definitely too much. Anyway, it's going in. I don't know, okay? You know the place I need. Got me walking circles like a dog on the lead. And the doctors say I'm crazy that I made my mistake. The taste of macaroni on a seafood steak. Got me switched on baby, it's just how I feel. I'm a silent body, I'm a dog on a wheel. Like a grapefruit, magic trick, the prodigal son. I'm walking on. I just don't need a thing. Waiting for too long. Play it again. This is just my serenade. What else is going on this? I don't think ginger goes in. Lime and chocolate? Lime and celery, maybe. Just try it. I think this is going to be too bad. You won't notice it when it's covered up with apricot jam. Alright then. I'll do it for you. I have got another tin of chickpeas, yes. What do you mean put them in it? Chickpeas don't definitely want good chocolate. You want to see how crazy I really am? Why is it blurry? Wipe it. What do you mean? That's what everyone just throwing themselves under trains with the thought of celery porridge. Well, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. I'm not experimental enough. This game is called Learn What to Do When You're Given a Food Parcel. Or this is what they had to do in the war. Except they didn't have limes then. I didn't have that stress to deal with. All they had to do was rabbit farming and carrots. And potato famines. blight, potato blight, crop rotation to deal with, and all that. And the basics of, what's it called? Evolution, I suppose. And the same with antibiotics. She's talking in riddles. Well, only to people who don't know what I'm talking about. Other people know it makes perfect sense. What's the other thing that we all know about? Tolerance. People have a tolerance to things. And no one's got any tolerance for celery porridge. What my fault? Ginger? No. Okay. Ginger definitely won't go in it. Chilli might go in it better. Chilli and chocolate. One bit of chilli. I'm just going to try it. Just to bring out the taste. Of the chocolate. Get the porridge in there quickly. Look, it's a triangle. Can't go wrong with cooking with a giant triangle. I'm going to put some ginger in now, just because I like using it. Fennel. Cat tips of the fennel. Put fennel in because it's French now. We can say it's French. It's fine. I'm going to put the apricot jam in first and then the porridge after. I feel like doing it that way. Cinnamon. I'll put that old barking stick in it. It's fun. The old barking massive. Where's barking anyway? Is that anywhere near Chelsea? Old pan lid for barking. Right, jam. This is just a cheap apricot jam because it was a Chelsea stretch free and it's for cooking. If I do like to treat myself to more expensive jam sometimes, but then I just end up eating it all, so it doesn't really matter that much. Right. They want to see that I'm doing it. It actually smells quite nice, the apricot jam, to be honest. In case they think I'm just throwing it in the bin. It's all in there, look. Crocking away with Illuminati cats behind it. Seeing it all through. This is too good to be true, says Jamie Oliver. Turkey Twizzlers were dead a long time ago. What they need to see is fucking celery and porridge and disappearing games. Illuminati cats. That's actually right, actually. What's it missing? I don't know if it's missing anything apart from porridge. Maybe a bit more apricot jam. I make it with water. I don't buy milk anymore, Jamie. I'm vegan for one, and basically because I didn't use it that often, I'd buy a carton and it was I'd use it once and then usually end up throwing it away. So I stopped. I occasionally buy it if I want to drink it, but I don't buy it as a rule. And oat milk is just made from oats anyway, so I just thought I'll just use the oats. That's the truth. That's the honest truth. And now I use oats for everything. And do occasionally buy other milk, like almond milk, or I don't usually buy almond milk because I read about the bee collapse and the almond farms because they had to move all the hives when the almonds were cropping or whatever, and then all the bees got stressed, so I stopped buying almond milk. I'm sure it's the same with the other stuff too, but I'll occasionally, and then I went all enviro-ish. I do still buy things that aren't native, if that makes sense. But things like hazelnuts are an English crop, aren't they? Well, they would be. I don't know. But it's good to mix them up for the tolerance and the other thing as well. Hazelnuts and walnuts, I was told to use walnuts actually because my cholesterol shot up since being vegan. And the woman said it was probably the coconut oil I was using at the time. And to cut that out and use walnuts instead. So I now eat more walnuts. I still have some coconut stuff, but I've had my cholesterol checked for ages, 2 years now. Although my cholesterol had gone up, just to put my cholesterol gone up, but my balance between good and bad cholesterol was good. So I don't know if that's good or bad. I ended up being more confused than before. But I just did what she said and started eating more walnuts and using less coconut oil. I didn't stop using it altogether because I didn't want to. I don't really care for cholesterol anyway. Oils, as you know. And bergamot, with which is in, was it in Earl Grey, is good for cholesterol. So maybe just eat coconut and drink Earl Grey. I don't know. Your choice, really. I'm going to use this bowl. And I don't think I need this old. Take the stick out. I rinse it off. And put it in my second spot. That might get put in dog food. If I cook the dog something, she might need cinnamon in it. I was going to put this in it, but I don't think it needs it. I don't think it needs anything at all. Apart from me to sit down and eat it in the garden. I'm in love with a psycho. You mean I wasn't supposed to be the psycho? Well, there you go. Like I said before, some people don't ask enough questions. There was a time I couldn't even eat celery. Don't talk to me about psycho. I told you before, catch up is a game you're never going to win. And I was raised on it. Catch up and overtake, it always turns into its drinking thing. When you work nights, you always end up turning up to the party late and paying catch up or taxi. It's like, I use all my clothes as toilet roll, so if anybody steals them, they've probably been marked by myself. I just had to use a sock because I ran out of toilet roll. I know. I'm not telling you which one though. I might wash it, I might not. I threw some gloves away recently because I had to wee in a bush and then threw them on the floor. I hoped they were quite nice gloves. That somebody picked them up and thought they found a real treat. They probably had to because they've been wiped on my ridge.